The team here at Retiring Well has a great show mapped out for you. We're excited to bring this to you this week. We're going to talk about the early stages of financial planning. What does that look like for some of you that are just getting going or haven't got all the details figured out yet? Then let's talk about passive income. What is passive income and how may that help you later on in retirement? Then, how do we boost retirement savings after the age of 50? Maybe you're getting near that retirement time and we want to start looking at what that looks like and if we want to improve that. And finally, to wrap up the show, what are retirees doing out there with this extra time that they now have in retirement? Folks, retirement is a big financial piece, but there's also a lifestyle piece that we want to be cognizant about too. So much more coming to you right now here on Retiring Well.
Retiring Well, brought to you by Centennial Wealth Advisory, financial advisors specializing in retirement planning and serving all of Northern Michigan. Retiring Well, helping you plan for a successful and comfortable retirement. Retiring Well, plan to retire well.
I'm excited to be here with Lilia Brookshire and talking about the early stages of retirement planning. But before we dive into that, Lilia, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'd love to. So hi, I'm Lilia Brookshire. I'm a proud native of the Elk Rapids community where I've grown up enjoying the beautiful views and getting to know the wonderful people. I'm currently going into my senior year at Ferris State University, majoring in accounting and minoring in finance. Along with my studies, I'm an intern here at Centennial Wealth for the summer, where I'm learning valuable hands-on experience. I'm excited to connect with you and get to share some insights on the world of finance.
So true. She's having a great time, and we're putting her to the test here. But we're going to be talking a little bit now more about these early stages of retirement planning, and as you're especially getting out of college and thinking about, okay, what are these next steps going to look like? Even though, as we've all learned, you want to start planning for retirement at a very early stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So retirement is a topic that often occupies our thoughts. With so many options available, it's hard to know what's right for you and your family. One option that's worth discussing is the employer-sponsored plan. Whether you have a 401k, a 403b, a SEP IRA, or something else, they all work pretty similar with a few nuances. You can contribute a set amount of money to your employer-sponsored plan, while your employer may contribute a set amount of money back. One strategy to consider is to maximize your employer's contribution within that employer-sponsored plan. We call that employer contribution free money, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's free.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, when you can be contributing to a plan, and if the employer is going to be helping you along the way with that, as we're talking about this free money, it can help tremendously to get that plan started. And as we're talking about that, and we're looking at maybe your pre-tax dollars going into retirement plans. Some of them today, there might be Roth 401k or after-tax dollars. Talk a little bit more about the Roth side.
Yeah, so we've talked about the employer-sponsored plan. Now let's talk about the Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement plan where you can contribute after-tax dollars. It's important to note that this retirement plan does not provide an immediate tax benefit, but the tax advantage in the long run is wonderful. When you go to withdraw that money after a certain age, of course, you can take all of that money out completely tax-free, and it's not included in your taxable income. Another benefit of the Roth IRA is that there are no required minimum distributions.
Yeah, so if you're early stages of retirement planning and maybe you're in a spot where your income's a little bit lower today and so you're already in a lower tax bracket, now might be a time to consider that, using those after-tax dollars to contribute into the Roth IRA. Because as Lilia shared, that's then going to be this tax-free growth and then tax-free distributions. I think of, having been here at Centennial Wealth Advisory for the past 18 years and watching people in retirement, when they come to us and 100% of their money hasn't been taxed yet, it sort of puts them in a little bit of a bind where, hey, we want to make that vehicle purchase and pay cash, or, oh, we want to buy the condo down south or out west, or whatever those big purchases might be, and they may see, you look at your statement and say, well, okay, great, I've got $500,000-600,000 saved. That's my money. Well, you may want to take a second look at that and consider Uncle Sam in that equation, because there's going to be tax liabilities that you're going to have when it comes to drawing out those funds. And so again, that's where setting up some funds in maybe a Roth IRA, you may want to be starting to build after-tax money as well, where it could be sort of your standard, we call it like a brokerage account. And if you're married, maybe it's with your spouse and you have a joint account, where then you can build up your savings, you can maybe invest that money, but the advantage of that is then you're paying tax all the way along, so then you can access that money without major tax implications. You may have your interest and dividends and capital gains and losses to deal with year by year, but that may be a tool. So as you're listening into this and curious about, okay, what direction should I go, or well, I've gone this direction with my retirement assets and I'm not sure what the best step is next, that's where we encourage you to give us a call. We'd be happy to sit down with you for no cost, no obligation, second opinion, just to help you ultimately plan to retire well.
Hi, my name is Jack Klunder, and I am a financial advisor with Centennial Wealth Advisory. I work out of our Cadillac office, and we specialize in retirement planning. We take a very holistic approach. We can help go through all the different aspects of planning that are involved in retiring well. So if you are nearing or in retirement and you have questions that you want to go over, please give the number on the screen a call, and we can have and set up a free, no obligation consultation.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From investments and insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
Living life isn't always easy. It puts up challenges and obstacles you'll have to overcome. There are responsibilities. You put in effort to provide and take care of your family, and to save and invest, to balance work and life. Planning is the first step to succeeding. Plan to retire well.
You know, it seems like with all things in life, they're kind of, you hear about something for a while, then maybe you don't hear about it for a while. Recently, it seems like I've heard the term passive income quite a bit lately. And I think that's because real estate's been fairly popular with rentals and stuff like that. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about that because it seems like it's very timely. So one, let's understand what passive income actually is before we start giving examples and talking about it. And basically, it's income that you're not actively involved in doing. So think of like a paycheck or something, right? You're earning a living because you're doing something, whether that's, sitting behind a desk or working in a factory or, something like that, right? You're earning that because you're physically involved in labor to do that. Passive income is the opposite. You're not involved. So think like, if you're a silent investor or something like that, or bought a rental house, that's where I'm not doing anything. Another way to think of it that I've heard that I like is making your money work for you. So you have financial commitments, but you're not physically doing something to earn that. So some examples of what that is, as I touched on it just a second ago, is like real estate. Owning a rental home. There's been some gain in popularity, like in vacation rentals. So whatever type of rental you're doing, whether it's long-term, tenants are in there, you're doing week-by-week vacation rentals or something else. Even if maybe you have farmland, you could be leasing that farmland or other land for access of that. I think there's even things out there now I saw where people are like renting their campers out and people are using that. And I the other day come across somebody showed me an app where people are renting their swimming pools now, and you can literally go to somebody's house and rent their swimming pool for the afternoon. So there's different ways of having that passive income through like a rental type situation. The other way is think of like licensing and royalty sort of stuff. That's considered passive income. You created a product or licensed it, and now they have that. Royalties oftentimes, maybe you're fortunate enough to have property that has an oil well or mineral rights or something on it, then you get a royalty off of that. The other thing is consideration of that is like you're investing in a business. Maybe one of your children or a friend, or maybe you just were approached with an idea. They needed some financial help to get this business off the ground, and so you invest in and become a silent partner. That would be considered passive income. And the other way commonly is if you have after-tax money, non-IRA 401k money, and you buy dividend-paying stocks, those dividends that kick off of that non-qualified money, that would be deemed as a passive income as well. So people like having this passive income because, again, you don't really have to do something to have it. So like in retirement, passive income can be a nice thing to have because you want to have that cash flow coming in to meet your budgetary needs in retirement, right? So if it's something you're interested in or want to talk more about how it could fit and what the consequences and advantages may be to you, give us a call at the number on the screen. We'd love to sit down and see how that may fit into your retirement plan.
The biggest concerns that clients have when they come to see us is usually the fear of the unknown. When they're heading into retirement, there is so many uncertainties that they're going to face, not only financially, but with time, with insurances, with taxes.
You figure you've got one chance to do it and you better do it right.
With that fear of unknown, they're looking for somebody to walk alongside them in this journey and to guide them along the way.
Retirement's like 20 to 30 years of unemployment, so you need to have a plan in place to generate that income.
We can help eliminate some of those unknowns and give them the confidence that they're going to be able to succeed in the goals they want to do in retirement.
We want you to have your finances in order so that that's more of an afterthought, more of something that you say, well, that's what our team at Centennial Wealth Advisory is there to take care of.
Too often, our industry focuses on the tools that are available in mutual funds and stocks and bonds, and oftentimes the industry wants to start with a product. We believe here that you should focus on the individual's goals first. What do you want to do in retirement? What does that look like to you? Then what strategies do we need to implement to make those goals become a reality?
So often we find that our clients love spending time with their family, with their grandchildren. Here in northern Michigan, people love to be outside and enjoy kayaking or biking or hiking in the warmer months, sometimes in the winter months as well, out snowshoeing. Our hope at Centennial Wealth Advisory is to help you open up those opportunities to go and enjoy your retirement.
As a financial advisor, it's not just my job to manage just your money. It's my job to understand who you are as a person, your personal relationships, your aspirations and goals, and so I can help create a plan that ties your financial future with your personal future and all of those goals.
You want to retire, you get one opportunity to retire, and you want to do it right the first time. Our role here at Centennial Wealth Advisory is to help walk you through that entire process and ultimately help you plan to retire well.
What can Retirement Analyzer do for you? Retirement Analyzer is a software tool that can help you prepare today for your financial future. You've worked hard to save for your retirement, but as you near your retirement, you may have concerns. Have I positioned my retirement savings wisely? Have I saved enough for retirement, and will my savings last throughout my lifetime? What impact could inflation have on my future expenses? What if I suffer a long-term illness? Will I have enough money to cover my medical care expenses and still be able to meet my other financial obligations? Could changes in the income tax rates disrupt my retirement strategy? There's no need to be in the dark as you prepare for your retirement. Retirement Analyzer can help you find answers to all these questions and more. The first step is providing us with information on your financial assets, the type and current value of those assets, as well as your sources of income. Then, we work with you to identify your expected expenses in retirement. This will include a discussion of the lifestyle you envision in retirement, travel, a summer residence, whatever you dream your retirement will be. We'll input the information you provide us into the Retirement Analyzer, and in a very short time, we'll have reports that show us the percentage of assets currently in high-risk vehicles, as well as the percent in lower-risk products. Retirement Analyzer enables us to project your income from year to year in your retirement and see how long your retirement savings may last. As we change the conditions of the report, delaying your retirement date, including costs for long-term care, adjusting the expected tax rate, or adjusting your retirement strategies, we can see how changes in these variables may impact your income in retirement and the longevity of your retirement savings. Let the Retirement Analyzer help you test drive your retirement strategy today, because the time to discover the bumps in the road is not once your trip through retirement has begun. Contact our office today to schedule an appointment for your Retirement Analyzer review.
If you are retired or soon to be retired, let us help you plan to retire well. Centennial Wealth Advisory specializes in retirement planning and has offices in Traverse City, Gaylord, Petoskey, and Cadillac. We'll never pressure anyone to become a client. Our goal is to inform and educate. Simply schedule a meeting at one of our Northern Michigan offices for a free, no obligation retirement review.
You know, I see it quite frequently. I get, 50-year-olds, 50 to 60-year-olds come into the office, and the big question for them is, what can I do now to boost my retirement savings before I retire in a few years? And that's a great question, and there's so many different ways that you can boost your retirement savings prior to that magical time that you get to retire. One of those ways, and I always start with this one first, is to pay off the household debt that you have. So whether that's credit card debt, or maybe you've been working at that mortgage for a number of years and you're getting close to that, put those extra funds towards that mortgage as well, or whatever that debt may be that you have in your household. Focus on that first. Something can be said for that peace of mind that when you get to retirement, you don't owe anybody a dime. It's just great if you don't have any of that debt. Another option to boost those retirement savings is to maximize your IRA contributions. So if you're under the age of 50 for 2023, your max IRA contribution is just $6,500 annually. But once you hit that magical age of 50, you get a $1,000 catch-up contribution. Okay, so you can contribute up to $7,500 annually. Now, let's say you did that from age 50 until you retired at age 65. And let's assume that you had a 7% growth rate. Okay, now through the years, obviously, those IRA contributions limits will probably increase, but let's just assume that you have that $7,500 that you contribute for 15 years until you retire. With that 7% growth rate, you'd have just under $200,000 extra saved for retirement. Now, what about the 401k? There's another option there. So, if you're under the age of 50, the max 401k contribution is $22,500. But once you hit that 50 age plus, you can contribute even more. So the max in 2023 for a 401k contribution is $30,000 annually. So let's take that same scenario, okay? Let's say that, okay, you're in your 50s now, you've got more disposable income, the kids maybe are out of the house or they've graduated college and so forth, so you can stock away that money in that 401k and really max it out. If you did that for 15 years, maxing out that 401k with that same 7% growth rate, you'd have nearly $750,000 saved for retirement just by doing that over those last 15 years as you approach retirement. So that's just a huge way to boost those retirement savings. Another option is if, well, you've got enough disposable income that you've done the IRA contributions, you've maxed out the 401k, you can also contribute to an HSA or a health savings account. Now, you got to make sure you got that high deductible health plan, but if you do, that's just one more way to boost your retirement savings as you get closer to retirement. And then finally, there's another option. It's keep working, okay? So you don't have to retire at age 62 when Social Security starts, right? You can work a few more years. And by doing that, you're actually going to delay Social Security, which would then also boost your retirement income, right? You know, I find a lot of times where clients, they retire from a job they've had for a number of years, and they had that purpose in that job. And then when they retire, they kind of were twiddling their thumbs looking, what do I do now, right? And so I have a lot of clients where they go back to work and they work part-time, doing something that they really enjoy and really love to do. So don't forget about that. That is another option as well to boost those retirement savings. Yes, you can do those through IRA contributions, the 401k contributions, HSA contributions, and the like, but you can also work a little bit more or do part-time work, enjoying something that you really love to do. All right, well, take care. And by all means, don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. If you want to learn about how you can boost your retirement savings, please don't hesitate to call the number on the screen.
If you like watching Retiring Well, make sure to go to youtube.com/retiringwell and click the subscribe button to never miss any of our TV shows and other informative videos.
Are you nearing retirement or in retirement? Have you had your portfolio just looked at or have a second opinion on that portfolio recently? Centennial Wealth is a full-service advisory firm, and we have multiple locations in northern Michigan. I'm in the Gaylord office primarily. The office is right downtown Gaylord. Also up in the Petoskey office as well. That office is right off of 31. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to sit down and chat, and it's a free, no-obligation consultation, so just call the number on the screen.
One of the draws for me to transition from teaching to this job was that one of the platforms we have is a weekly TV show. And every single week we get to get in front of a lot of people and inform them about what's out there, what markets do, what products are available, what services we offer. And so it's teaching, you know, and we're constantly teaching, and they don't have, it's no cost. And so I love that piece of it, is that what we're doing outside of our daily work is that we're also continually trying to add value to you know, the people of northern Michigan through our TV show. And there was a conference that I went to. It was in Hawaii. It was awesome. AE put it on, and we went to a sunrise service put on by some local Hawaiians, and they said one of their daily activities is to learn something new and give it away. That was a part of their culture. And when I heard that, I thought, that is so cool. And a lot of times that's what we get to do. We get to learn something new, and then we get to give it away for free. I think it's an awesome, you know, transition from teaching to teaching, just in different platforms. Hey, welcome to this segment on how retirees are spending their newfound freedom. The very first one is sleep. On average, if you're 75 or older, you're getting about 9.9 hours a day of sleep. That time includes, you know, bathing, dressing, and relaxing as you get out of bed. If you're younger, you're the only one that gets a little bit more time. On average, people that are 25 or younger are getting about 10 hours of sleep and that personal time. The next thing retirees are doing is watching TV. On average, if you're 65 or older, you're watching about 4.6 hours of TV per day. The other range of ages from 25 to 44, you're watching about 2 hours a day of TV. And then as you're preparing for retirement, that age group from age 55 to 64, you've increased a little bit to about 3.3 hours a day. The next one, home maintenance. If you're 65 or older, you're spending about 2.5 hours a day working around the house, working around the yard, making it look just right, finishing those projects that you had started but you never finished because of working. The next one is working. So surprisingly, people age 64 to 75 average about 1 hour a day at work for pay. What does that work look like? Maybe not the traditional kind of work that you might be used to. These would be like arts, building crafts, going to garage sales and selling that stuff. You might be maintaining a rental property, but you're averaging about 1 hour a day and getting paid. Meals. This is a big change because now you have extra time and freedom. You get an extra cup of coffee. You get that sense of relaxation. Right now, the average retiree is spending about 1.3 hours a day around mealtime and dining. This does increase as you get older. You get more time to just sit and relax and enjoy that conversation that you might be having. The next one would be shopping. People between the ages of 54 and 74 spend about 40 minutes a day shopping online, in person, or on the phone. They get a little bit extra time to find that stuff to need. Volunteering. Retirees will volunteer on average of about 30 minutes a day, whether it's at a nonprofit or maybe it's a civic duty that they're doing. It's about 30 minutes a day that they're spending. Reading. This is a time where now that all the distractions and maybe stress of life and work go away, if you're 75 or older, you're spending about 41 minutes a day reading. Now that compares to about 16 minutes per day for the overall population. Surfing the internet. Retirees spend about the same time as the overall population, and it's about 15 minutes a day communicating, whether it's via phone or over the actual internet, mail, email, and so forth. One thing that I always laugh at is when my dad will say, "Hey, did you see my Facebook post?" And I'm like, I didn't even know you knew how to use Facebook. And no, I didn't. Just tell me about it. Next one is socializing. You know, retirees spend about 30 minutes a day socializing face to face. And if you're 75 or older, that doubles to about 1 hour a day that they're spending just having those good human connections of conversation. Relaxing. The retirees are learning how to relax. They are fortunate to have more time to do that, and they're spending about 30 minutes a day just sitting there and doing nothing. This last one is one that I thought was pretty interesting. It comes to exercise. Now, the time spent exercising accounts for about 17 minutes per day for those age 65 and older. I thought it would be a lot more, but I think what happens is it's just like what's happening in my own life, where when my wife will ask me if I'm going to be exercising, I just simply tell her, "Yep, I'm starting tomorrow." Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.